Imagine you take a bite of a slice of pizza, and suddenly you can taste everything 10 times stronger. The cheese feels richer, the tomato sauce more powerful, the oregano sharper, and the crust crunches in a way you've never noticed before. Every flavor explodes in your mouth, and it's almost too much to handle. Sounds amazing, right? But what if this actually happened? If the human sense of taste became 10 times stronger? Would it be a dream for food lovers? Or would eating become a nightmare? Today, we're going to imagine that world and find out how it might change our bodies, our food, and even our lives. Welcome to What If. To start, let's understand how tasting works. Our tongue is covered with tiny bumps called taste buds. Each one is full of little sensors that can detect 5 types of flavor: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami, which is that savory taste found in things like meat and cheese. When food touches your tongue, these sensors send messages to your brain. Then your brain mixes that information with smells and textures to create what we call flavor. That's why when you have a cold and can't smell, food seems tasteless. Smell and taste always work together. Now imagine every taste bud on your tongue suddenly becoming 10 times more sensitive. Even the smallest bit of salt would feel super salty. A sip of black coffee could taste incredibly bitter. A lemon might burn your tongue. Even something simple like bread or rice would taste intense with hidden flavors you'd never noticed before. Your brain would get flooded with way too many signals, trying to understand everything at once. Eating could become uncomfortable, even painful, instead of enjoyable. If this happened, your whole body would react. The nerves that connect your mouth to your brain would send stronger signals than ever before. You might feel dizzy, get headaches, or even feel tired after eating. Things you once loved, chocolate, soda, or spicy food, could suddenly feel too strong to enjoy. Some people might stop eating certain foods completely, just to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Eating something so normal and fun today would become something you'd have to be careful with. Chefs would have to completely change how they cook. A pinch of salt might be too much, a drop of lemon juice too sour. Every recipe would have to be people would learn to cook using very small amounts of ingredients. The new style of cooking might become quiet and simple, focused on balance instead of flavor explosions. Restaurants would even start telling customers how strong each dish tastes. Eating out would turn into a science, not just a pleasure. The food industry would change even more. Today, most factory-made foods are packed with sugar, salt, and artificial flavors. But if humans became 10 times more sensitive, all of that would taste horrible. Soda would be impossible to drink. Candy would be too sweet to handle. To adapt, food companies would have to make everything much lighter: cookies, snacks, and drinks with almost no added flavor. People would naturally start eating healthier, because food full of sugar and fat would simply be too strong. Maybe, in the end, this change could actually make us healthier. Farmers would also adapt. Scientists might create new versions of fruits and vegetables that taste gentler and more neutral. A regular orange might be too strong for our new taste, so they'd grow one with less natural sugar and acid. Tomatoes, onions, and garlic would all have to be adjusted. The whole way we think about food growing, cooking, and eating would need to be redesigned. But there's more to food than just eating. Meals bring people together. Families talk while cooking. Friends meet for dinner. Celebrations are always around food. In this new world, that would all change. Smells and tastes around a dinner table would be too powerful. People might start eating separately or very quietly to avoid discomfort. Sharing a pizza with friends could become a challenge. Food wouldn't just feed us, it would test our limits. Still, humans are creative. Some people might turn eating into something peaceful, almost like meditation. Instead of rushing through a meal, they'd eat very slowly, focusing on every tiny flavor, breathing carefully, and keeping calm. New types of restaurants might even appear, ones that focus on slow tasting, helping people enjoy without overstimulation. Eating would become an art again, a personal experience that takes patience and control. After some time, humans might start to change physically. Evolution usually helps us adapt to survive. New generations of people might be born with fewer taste buds or weaker flavor sensitivity. Or maybe technology would help. Scientists could invent small devices that let you control your sense of taste, turning it up or down depending on what you re-eating. Just like adjusting the volume of music. You could make candy taste normal or calm down strong curry flavors with a simple command. Food would become customizable depending on your mood. But there's a deeper lesson in all this. Would feeling more make us happier? We usually believe that more means better, more flavor, more fun, more thrill. But sometimes too much of a good thing can turn into something bad. Being able to taste everything so strongly would probably make us appreciate moderation more than ever. Maybe we'd realize that pleasure needs balance, that the best flavor is not the strongest one, but the one that feels just right. And maybe that's true for more than taste. Imagine if all our senses multiplied by 10: vision, hearing, smell, touch. The world would be overwhelming. Colors too bright, sounds too loud, smells too strong. Life would become exhausting. Our senses are the way they are for a reason. They protect us from chaos, letting us enjoy life without being consumed by it. So, what would happen if human tastes really multiplied by 10? Food would change forever. Cooking would transform, industries would evolve, and society itself would adapt. Some people would hate it, others would find new meaning in it, but one truth would stay the same. The flavor of life is best when it is in balance. Would you be able to live in a world where every bite was an explosion? Let me know in the comments, leave a like, and subscribe to What If to keep exploring strange and fascinating possibilities that make us wonder.